As the owner of a Model 3, I have always wanted to do what Tesla has never done, which is use a third-party infotainment system on the center display. And being an iPhone user, of course, I wanted to go with something like Apple CarPlay or Apple CarPlay itself on the infotainment system. And I was finally able to do it by using this device from CarlinKit. It's the CarlinKit for Tesla, and it is an extremely interesting device in terms of how they're allowing you to actually use Apple CarPlay on your built-in infotainment screen from Tesla. So inside the box, we get an instruction manual, and of course, they're stating that you have to use a nano SIM card if you do want to use a SIM card for cellular service on the device. But overall, it's a very simple device to get started with. All you're pretty much doing is using it to stream the CarPlay infotainment system to your screen. So you can use a hotspot from your phone, connect to this device over Bluetooth like you would any other CarPlay device, and then connect your car to the built-in Wi-Fi of the CarlinKit device in order to then stream the CarPlay screen to your Tesla. And they include both a USB Type-C to Type-C cable, as well as a USB Type-C to Type-A cable, depending on what version of a Tesla you have. This is pretty much built for your Tesla Model 3, Tesla Model Y, but you can use it on any of their devices. And if you already have a car that has Apple CarPlay enabled, this full Android AI box will convert that into a full Android 12 tablet with wireless CarPlay and Android Auto built in. And I'm giving one away, so be sure to check out the link in the description. So now that we're in our Tesla, it's time to set this thing up. And it's extremely simple to get started. Of course, we have the device here, and we're just going to plug it in to the USB-C port in our center console. No SIM card or anything like that installed in this device. I'm going to connect it solely off of the hotspot and Bluetooth from my iPhone 14 Pro. So once we get it connected, it'll take a little bit, but you can see a green power light pop on, and there's 4 different lights on the device. You have a power light, a wireless light, a Wi-Fi light, and then more of a CarPlay connection light. So as you can see right now, we have the red wireless, and that's just because we're not connected to the internet. So first thing we're gonna wanna do is make sure that our hotspot is turned on. Mine is turned on, and now I just wanna go into my Bluetooth settings and find the auto kit, and whatever the model number of your device is will show up there, and we're gonna connect to that. It'll of course ask us if we wanna pair. I'm gonna pair that, and then you'll also get a prompt for using CarPlay. But now you can see that we have the green Wi-Fi light turned on, meaning that we're connected to our phone. But now what we have to do is connect the CarPlay box to our Tesla. So we're gonna, of course, search for AutoKit in the Wi-Fi settings of the car. We're gonna type in the password, which by default is just 88s. And then once we are connected, it'll take a little bit to connect, but once you are connected, it is an extremely simple process then on from there. And in order to make sure that you're actually connected, you're going to want to look at the device, and you'll see all 4 lights on the device, either blinking green or green themselves. And that of course means that you're connected to your phone for internet, as well as connected to your phone for CarPlay, and then connected to your Tesla for streaming. And now we just get to go to a very discreet link. So it'll be tepush.com, and that is where we can actually connect to the CarPlay system. So we're actually just streaming it through our browser within the Tesla in order to see the CarPlay ecosystem. That's pretty much it. So you have tepush.com, and that allows us to now use the browser within the Tesla Model 3 as a CarPlay system. And yeah, overall, it's extremely smooth and responsive. It might not be the smoothest, but that's kind of up to the browser that Tesla has built into the infotainment system to really test or enable a smoother system. We're also working in full HD mode. There are faster modes in terms of the way the screen will adapt. And we also want to make sure that we go into the Wi-Fi settings and we enable remain connected in Drive. This will allow us to remain connected to that device in Drive and use CarPlay while we're on the move. And then inside of the auto settings. So typically within CarPlay, this would take you to your existing infotainment system. Inside of here, it just takes us to the device settings of the CarlinKit device. And we can see things like the device that we're connected to, the Wi-Fi information, the cellular information, Bluetooth as well, display info, whether we're in HD, fast mode or auto, and also things like night mode on the device. And then from a language perspective, of course, we have some system information if it's a left-hand or a right-handed drive vehicle. Then we can also do stuff like software updates. And there was a software update available, and there were some interesting updates within the version. So I figured I would get it updated. So it's very, very simple. We can see all of the software update information here. I'm just gonna hit OK, and then of course the software update will go from there. But you can also do it from your cell phone. So if you connect to the device and you go to the IP address of the device from your phone's browser, you can also run the connection there. But as you can see, the update is successful, and now it's time to see what it looks like after our update. So I'm just gonna reconnect to the device. Very, very simple, through a Wi-Fi connection again. We're just gonna refresh the page, and now we have a pretty different looking CarPlay system. So now you have the toolbar at the bottom of the screen and all your information down there. The app size got a little bit bigger, but overall it's the same functioning Apple CarPlay as you would get in any other vehicle, just a slightly different layout. But overall, it maybe fits the screen a little bit better. The apps look a little bit more to scale and overall not as stretched as they were at the beginning. So I think that is a good thing there. So a nice upgrade within the system itself. And now it's time to get on the move and actually test this thing on the road. So it does work like you would typically expect. When you put it into reverse cameras pop up. And then when you put it back into drive, of course, you're back into your browser and CarPlay is still there. So very, very simple and very good experience when it comes to driving. And then once we're actually out on the road, again, super simple to use the system. Waze, easily accessible. You don't necessarily have to stick with the built-in Google Maps of the Tesla ecosystem. Get a little bit more functionality maybe out of Waze, a lot cleaner access to things like Apple Music. Of course, now Apple Music is built into the Tesla ecosystem, but it's a little bit more smoothly laid out when it comes to CarPlay. You just get the other functionality of CarPlay. You can see your text messages a little bit easier, make phone calls a little bit easier. Overall, it's just a little bit nicer of an experience to use something like Apple CarPlay, built by Apple, meant for the iPhone, as compared to the Tesla ecosystem that they have built into this infotainment system. And I've been using this thing now for a few weeks, and it is extremely easy and great to use when it comes to the connectivity. Super easy to auto connect and just get right in my car and get going. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a thumbs up. If you haven't already, get subscribed to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.